So it is going on 5:30. I normally go to the gym at 4 o'clock. I wake up at 3:45 and I'm at the gym by 4. But I can tell that it's the first day back for teachers because I had school mirrors last night. School mirrors, nightmares, plus school mirrors. Something about like creating a test and I couldn't open the test, and like it was the stupidest dream ever, but I was having a nightmare about it. So I'm up because I usually come back from the gym around this time and I jog with my dogs so that they can do their business and they get enough time outside and they run around and I tire them out. I also need to, my dog, one of my dogs anyways, is I'm having to give her medication because there was some issues with her liver, and so I have to give her some medication, and then I have to take her back in a couple weeks so that they can check up on her. So I'm gonna run. Everybody and their mama wanted to get up early today to take their dogs out when they normally don't do that. I know I run with my dogs all last year when school's in session, and hardly anybody was out during this time, and it's like everyone and their dogs were out. So my one dog with the liver issues is very aggressive when we get outside. Like she barks at anything. And so just imagine running with your dogs at like around 5:40 and just a bunch of barking. I'm actually having really bad allergies right now. Literally like right before I was walking out the door, I don't know, I came across something and it made me start to sneeze really bad. So hopefully my day is not like that. And someone just got pulled over there. I made it. It's actually 7 o'clock on the dot. So I'm gonna start getting some stuff ready around my room, and then I brought some breakfast, so I'll have some breakfast here, but breakfast for the campus doesn't start until 8:30. Although I need to climb up there and fix that time because that is not accurate. So I'm trying to be productive. We have to, at least sometime this week or by a certain due date, have to watch a training video over our evaluation system here in the district. So I know that they made it, at least I got an email saying that I was enrolled in the course. So hopefully it's available, so that way I'm gonna play it on the projector screen and connect it to the speakers, so that way I can do some work and listen to it at the same time, because you have to take a quiz while you do it. That's the other fun thing. Appraisal online orientation for teachers. So it looks like I have to complete it by September 5th, 2017. And my individual learning plan is due September 11th, 2017. Total estimated time for course, 60 minutes. So I'm glad I came early because I can clean up my room, project this, and multitask at the same time. So, okay, I'm gonna get ready to do this so that way I'm not wasting time and I can have it done before I have to head out to the faculty breakfast. I am multitasking on my first day back. I am watching the online appraisal system training that I have to finish by September 8th, and I'm also getting my room ready. Multitasking. So I'm about to take quiz number 2. I had to watch about a 13-minute instructional video, a teacher teaching, so that way I can score her based on the rubric that we have for the instructional practice piece, because that would give us some familiarity with the rubric.
If you are a employee that use the vote system to clock in every day, you must do so today, every day that you're here. So please don't forget. So in addition to signing in on the sign-in
And I have to
sheet
clock
for
in today.
cafeteria, you must sign in to vote every day. Thank you.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't have rushed through that quiz, and I probably should have listened a little bit more carefully. Okay, so I feel much better now. I got 100 on the other professional responsibilities because I actually took my time this time. Sat down, as you can see, and made sure that, well, it was a reading, so I had to read through, and there were some artifacts that I had to go through, so it wasn't, I couldn't like go fix up my room and do this section. Unlike the last section where there was a video that I was supposed to watch, but I was really listening while I was in the back of my room, like on a ladder, fixing up the top of my shelving unit. So I probably should have sat and watched the video. So lesson learned, teachers, if you have to watch something for training, it's important that you do this. I should have known better. So if you have to do training, sit down and watch. So I'm gonna head down to the cafe because there's about 15 or actually 10 more minutes before we start. I also want to pick up a breakfast burrito. I have my coffee, and it's time to go join the rest of the staff. Accomplishments. I started vlogging over the summer, so I gave myself a goal to do a weekly vlog, like in the life of a teacher. So I started like 2 weeks after school ended, and I've been doing a weekly vlog for the last 10 weeks now. So, and I've kept up with it. So,
do you like post it or?
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
So I've been doing that. Yeah. So that's my goal, is just a weekly, the life of a teacher and kind of what we go through. So that's.
Well, that's the main
Fingers crossed. We'll see. So I'm back in my room for a quick break. Admin, we did some icebreakers, and now they are giving us a 15-minute break to check our rooms, rest, and then we have to go back to the cafe. It is lunchtime, so I brought my lunch. So that way I can have a working lunch.
First, let's focus on student learning objectives, or SLOs. SLOs are
Teacher orientation complete. I'm headed to the theater for a presentation over student safety. So today was a pretty chill day. I guess if you could call it a chill day. So I got here at 7. I started the online training, wasn't able to finish all of it, but I got maybe like 75% complete. So then we had breakfast, then the principal showed up and did introduce new staff. So there are 2 new science teachers to the department, and then there were a whole bunch of other new teachers, and he said that we did pretty good for a Title I campus in terms of staff turnover, which wasn't bad. Shared some, I wouldn't say data, but just maybe some initiatives that, or some goals for the school year. From there we had lunch. I came back here, had a working lunch, so I ate, and then I finished the rest of the online training, so I don't have to worry about doing that anymore. I clicked off verifying that I had it done before the due date. Then from there went back, and they split us up into 2 groups based on our last name, so they did it by alphabetical order. So I went to the student safety one first, and this one was just more of, like, for example, as teachers, you shouldn't have relationships with your students. I shouldn't even have to say that. The other thing was just, they had some scenarios for us to read, what was appropriate, was inappropriate. From there, my group, we switched. We went to a PBIS and an advisory. We call it Life. And we have advisory every day. I'm gonna say every day this year. We had it every day last year, but it's about 25-minute class. It's always after the first period of the day. And so PBIS is great, and actually that's where they gave us our new bathroom passes. So I'm in a new section of the building. So they kept saying blue, but this looks purple to me. So I like this one because it says go, flush, wash, and leave, to let students know that, hey, if you go to the bathroom, you should be going to the bathroom, not texting your friends to meet up at the bathroom and chatting there and walking around campus, because that's, unfortunately, even when I was administrative, that's something that I would notice a lot, with students would text each other and I would see them waiting and they would pair up, and they didn't really have to go to the bathroom. And that's the reason why I have the hall ticket strategy, which has helped tremendously with that issue. From there we finished early because we were supposed to finish by 3, but it was like 2:45 and they released us. So I went and picked up my parking permit, and because there was a big line for that. And then I had my keys, so I didn't have to worry about checking out my keys. And then I came back here and I started doing some room stuff. So it's 5 o'clock. I made some progress on my room. If you can call that progress. It's getting there. I'm actually about to head home because I've been here since 7 o'clock, but been up since 3:45, didn't go to the gym, slept in instead, was out by 5:30 running my dogs, and then, like I said, I just got here, right? Not just got here, but I got here around 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna head home. So today's day 2 of back to work for teachers. This morning there were sorry, it's lunchtime, so I'm going to chop up my meat and talk while I do this. This morning we had to do 2 PD sessions. The first one was over Blend, which our district is rolling out. It's an LMS system, learning management system, similar to Canvas, if you ever use that, or if you were in college or university and your professors used Blackboard, something like that. So I actually had went to a training that first Monday after our last day of school because I just wanted to get it over with and have some time during the summer to play around with it. So all the things that actually the admin had asked us to do in terms of creating a syllabus, an about me section, tutoring hours, which I didn't have set up because I didn't know what my tutoring hours would be, I had already set up that during that training, so I didn't really have that much work to do. The second training was over literacy, so our department chair, she facilitated that. The reason why it's important to incorporate literacy, even if you're not an English teacher, which I'm actually going to do a video over the book that they brought back up called Talk, Read, Talk, Write. It's a process that I'm going to implement in my classroom this year that incorporates reading and writing, and so I'm excited about that. But then they talked about us doing book studies, so whether it was by your PLC, Professional Learning Community, for those of you who may not be familiar with that acronym. So then after that, we broke up by departments. So each department went to a respective location, and then in there, our AP, she led that session, and so she had us read an article real quick. First she had, I think it was a question and we had to think, pair, share first, and then she gave us an article to read, handed out highlighters, asked us to highlight. It was very short, it was like a page and a half, and then gave us an index card to write thoughts. We didn't have time to share what we had wrote. I noticed that there were some components, while she wasn't trying to fully incorporate the components of Talk, Read, Talk, Write, there were components from that process that I recognized. And then people had questions that they talked about, and then we were supposed to break out by PLC and come up with a literacy goal, more specifically a reading goal, because tomorrow what we're going to do is each PLC is going to present to the campus what their goal is. That's what we're going to do. We didn't get to finish that, so right now everybody's at lunch. I brought my lunch again, and so when we come back, I'm the only pre-AP chemistry teacher, because I just found out that the other one who taught pre-AP chemistry last year, she's teaching all biology this year. So there are 2 chemistry teachers, so I'll get with them and just figure out what they did last year and then see how I can incorporate that in my classes, more particularly with the Talk, Read, Talk, Write. It's actually 6 p.m. There's actually a girls' junior varsity volleyball game going on right now, and then I believe varsity, but I'm just gonna go pop in the junior varsity real quick so I can support them, say hi, which I think is always important to build rapport. So I literally got there like the last 15 minutes of the game, but we won, so that's a good thing. Now time to head home because I'm tired. So I got here, it's 7:05 now, but I got here around 6:50. It's day 3. I'm assuming it's August 16th. I'm losing track of days. So I'm almost done with my room. Today what we're doing is we're reviewing what we did yesterday. PLCs had to develop a literacy goal, and today we're going to present out to the rest of the campus. And it seems like that pretty much is it based on the schedule that I looked at, and I can't remember what's in the afternoon. Yeah, I can't remember. Everything is blending together. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It is 7:50. I decided to sleep in today. I actually didn't go to the gym. I stood up until like 1 o'clock this morning because I was working on stuff. And normally after leg day, I don't go to the gym anyway. So yesterday was legs, and so I'm feeling it a little bit. So PD is done for the staff. Monday through Wednesday was all PD, and so we have time to our room all day today and all day tomorrow. Hopefully there's nothing planned that I don't know about, but the agenda for the week indicated that PD was only Monday through Wednesday. So I'm about to arrive at the school and do some last minute prep and be done. So I just picked up my posters from the media center and I'm heading to, I guess, Walmart to get some frames so that way I can frame them with the rest of my other posters. I am literally over fixing up my room. Had I stayed in my room from last school year, this would not be happening. I would not have to worry about doing all this crap. I'm over it. I am in the middle of cleaning all the lab tables. And hopefully the rest of them don't end up like that. I thought that other sink was worse. Look at what's in there, like Q-tips, paper towels. Let's see if I can zoom in. That's disgusting. So today is the last work day for teachers because kids return on Monday. So I'm gonna get my copies done and a bunch of other last minute stuff done in my room. And then it's time to get ready for the kiddos to show up Monday morning. This is what I had to do in addition to setting up my classroom. My lab tables are done. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Spotless, except for some of the stains that are set. I guess I could try to get them off, but I'm tired, I'm over it. I'm done cleaning, I'm done unpacking, I'm done packing things back in and setting up. So I am over it. So my room's come along great. Monday is going to be here. I'm excited. I need to make some copies for my students and get the show on the road. Look at these tables, I just want to cry. It is lunchtime, it's 11:45. I'm gonna check my email. I also need to have our tech guy come connect my laptop to the printer in this room because that has not been done. I have some apples. I'm also gonna have some trechas. I don't know if they sell it out of Texas, but if you're in Texas and you have an HEB, it's called trechas. Chili powder, it's awesome. Just makes everything better. Although I can feel my high blood pressure just rising. Oh, so good. So the largest class that I have right now is 32 students. The academic director who does the master schedule is trying to work on lowering the numbers. I'm understanding. I know that a lot of work goes into that, and especially here at my campus, I know that our academic director, he works really hard on making sure that students are placed appropriately and that class sizes aren't large. So hats off to him. So right now I need to create a seating chart for my students. I'm going to put them in alphabetical order. My tables are in groups, and so I'm going to group them together. And my room is not going to be complete by the time I do my classroom reveal, beginning of the year video, because I'm actually going to do flexible seating, and so my classroom is going to change, and there's no point in trying to get all that rushed in when it's not going to happen. I probably should put together a back to school tips video as well, but for right now, one of the things that I will say is, especially if you're a new teacher and you have access to your campus email, make sure you keep it open and you listen to whenever you receive an email, because here, my campus, and I think I talked about this, like I gave a lot of stuff away for free, and they're just people who were getting rid of things. Like right now I just got an email, 18 3-inch white binders up for grabs, and then it says where you can grab them from. So, while I understand like a lot of YouTube people do the hauls, if you're not looking to spend a whole bunch of money, you can perhaps wait until that first week back and see what people are just giving away. Especially as a new teacher, there's no need to try to buy everything. It really should be more focused on, making sure that your pedagogy is on point that very first week back and that first year as you progress through, and then spend some time, worrying about fixing up your room. I know that might sound a little bit hypocritical considering the fact that I had that, me fixing up my own classroom, but if I could give advice, especially last year coming back, I felt extremely overwhelmed throughout the entire year, and I had, by that point, 10 years of experience teaching, plus being an administrator, and plus also being a district level science instructional specialist. So
wait until that first week back, see what people are giving away, and then there are many avenues through Craigslist and Facebook. I think it's Marketplace, where you can find things where people are giving away for free or for a small price compared to what you would find at, a retail store. Oh, and another thing, when you're replying to a campus-wide email, don't hit reply all. Make sure that you check your settings when you're replying back, that you're just sending it to that individual person, or ask yourself, does, like if I'm going to claim the binders, or I'm going to, respond to whatever the inquiry is, do I really need to send it out to the entire campus? So check to make sure that the default setting isn't reply all, so that way you're not sending emails and my inbox and other teachers' inboxes are what was that? If I don't kill myself. Making sure that other teachers' inboxes aren't being, taken up because you forgot to unclick reply all. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thanks for watching. For the most part, my classroom is complete. I cleaned that lab. That sucker I wiped spot free. Well, it's not entirely spot free, but it's a lot cleaner than what it was on day one when I entered that room. Some other things that I need to do is I need to hang some posters up. I have purchased frames, and a couple of them I put them in already. However, I had purchased one frame, and then when I got back to the school, when I was taking off the covering, underneath the picture covering part, it was cracked. And so I took it back, and every store that I've gone to, they've either been out, or the ones that do have them, those frames are cracked. And so it's just been a bigger hassle than I really need it to be. So I don't even know if I'm going to have my frames and my posters up by the first day of school. And at this point, I really don't even care. Other than that, one of the reasons I also left a little bit early today is because this morning when I was putting the tennis balls on the last table, because I had stuff on it when I did the other tables, I should have taken everything off and, flipped it over like I did the other ones. So I just, me being stupid, pulled the table, was lifting the table up and bending down. A book fell off the shelf and hit me in the back of the head, and so I've had a headache pretty much all day. I took an Advil earlier, and that helped a bit, but then towards the afternoon half of the day, it started to get worse. And so I'm like, I just can't stay, I'll do it tomorrow. So I'm gonna go up to the school tomorrow. I also still need to make my copies, which I have not done. Kind of get close, because I'm sure that the copiers they've had their run through, so fingers crossed that they work tomorrow. If you're interested in any of my other videos, you can click on the links right here. If there was anything about this particular video that you liked, then make sure to hit that like button and or comment down below and or share the video. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe by clicking on the link right here, so that way you can bond with James. As always, thanks for watching. My head still hurts.